All right, shalom, shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which are the men that rule well and who taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations, as always, to the elect of the nation of Israel, the true Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians. All right, and those of you that don't have the typical look of an of an Israelite. All right, that don't necessarily have the typical look of an Israelite, but you believe in the 100% truth that Yahweh Hashem, Yahshua Hashem, Kakodash is also for you. Okay? So the title will be, There's No Comeback for America. All right? And the inspiration from this comes from, being at the plantation, hearing people talk about their 10-year plans and retirement and things like that. And truth be told, man, not just that, but the various different scriptures, man, that we read at camp as well, man, there is no comeback for America, America is the new Egypt, all right? It's also in the scriptures known as, besides just the spiritual Sodom and Egypt, you got, in Revelations 11, you got Babylon as well, the sinful kingdom, and that's the scriptures that I'm going to bring out, most importantly, the daughter of Babylon the Great, right? And there's no comeback for this place, man. You hear different talks in the news of the economic collapse, soon. I've seen some TikToks on it that talk about the dollar not being no more the world currency and things like that, and I'm not going to go into the economic collapse, but just know that that's one of the plagues that the Lord will bring upon this place. But another one is total destruction of America, man. When you read Jeremiah 50 and 51, it's not talking about ancient Babylon. You got to use, your spiritual senses, man. You got to understand the difference between the history and the mystery, as our elder apostle Tahar says. Okay? So there is no comeback for America. There is no, once a collapse happens now, that's it. There's no comeback. We believe that through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We believe that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, will bring forth the mark of the beast, and he's going to, he's going to push that, man. He's going to make it mandatory. According to prophecy, we believe the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, and the so-called white man is going to push it all over and make it mandatory. And that's, when we know for a fact that Yahweh Shai is right there, man, But let me get into these scriptures, because there is no comeback to America, thus saith the Lord, because what we do here is, at Great Millstone, we preach, thus saith the Bible. Okay? Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that hath made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken over wine, therefore the nations are mad. Now, when you read the scriptures, various other scriptures, wine and women, are usually indicative of doctrine and, teachings and philosophies, most importantly, philosophies, which means love of wisdom. The ways of America is a wisdom, these other nations, what they, when you read Revelations 18, which I am going to bring out, so I don't want to, go too deep into Revelations 18 without getting it first, but nonetheless, these other nations have drunk of America's philosophy. They have taken on her ways. The different cultures and customs will throw away their culture when they come to America. They'll even do it in their own homeland to an extent, right? Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed, because we know that Babylon's talking about America. Salakia. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Right? Because there is no recovery. The COVID, the bounce back from COVID wasn't a real bounce back. Nothing actually really got better. It's just the certain restrictions were lifted off. There was no bounce back from COVID. Some people were still, the CVID, some people were still suffering financially from that time frame. People lost homes, vehicles, Not just that, we never bounced back because a while back there was that news article that the average car payment is $700, and that's really high, because you'll get, certain things when the economy is good. You can pay a certain amount for cars. Car payments are high because the price of the vehicles, all of them are high. Inflation has already taken place in America. There is no coming back. There is no back to normal. People say, oh, the gas prices always rise and fall. Yeah, but have you noticed that they're not actually falling back? You know? There is no comeback. There is no recuperation for this place. Okay? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, every one, into his own country, right? Which is what these nations are going to do when they realize. And that's what I see happening. You know, I work with a lot of people from different countries. You see Ishmaelites, even some Israelites, and some are Hamites. So they're like, man, I'm just getting my money here and I'm going back to my country. Everyone's saying that. Everyone that's not from here, born and raised, and, you know, doesn't have family here, everybody's going back to their own country. So that's prophecy. For a judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. That's similar to what I'm about to read, Amos 9 and 8. Because the judgment will go forth on America, and people see it, man. There's no real flourishing economy here in America. Yeah, some people are still, you know, making it happen, still thriving to an extent. Even Jake, but nonetheless, there is no actual major comeback for America. You know, it won't be that place everybody wants to go to anymore. Now you hear people talking about going to different countries. More people are like, man, I'd rather go to Europe. You know, even the women here are trash. You know, that's why you got the passport bros. You know, and to you know, since your sisters, that does not apply to you. You know, I'm talking about the women that are wicked of our nation. You know, and these other nations too, because they come here to be harlots as well. But nonetheless, everything here is tainted and there's no comeback. There is no return to that America that, you know, you got Trump with that Make America Great Again. There's no such thing, man. It will never happen again. You had your glory and that's it. You had your time to shine and that's it. Amos 9 and 8, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, which is another code word for America. This is the sinful kingdom. There's a reason why the Lord called this place spiritual Sodom and Egypt in Revelations 11. All right, Sodom and Egypt. Sodom and Gomorrah, when you read about Sodom and Gomorrah, the different, you know, things that they would do back then, those wicked practices are done here times 10, man. You know, in America, you can openly practice witchcraft. You know, if you did that in ancient Israel, you were taken out. You see? You can openly be a homosexual. You can openly be a cross-dresser, you know? And force people to accept you for it, or at least try. You see? Someone can lose their livelihood based on the way that they speak to a Mo. You know? This is the sinful kingdom. And the eyes of the Lord, the chariots, man, the angels, they're watching this place, right? It says, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. That's the saith the Lord. That's a threat and a promise, man. The Lord wasn't playing when he said that, man. When he said he was going to do that, he meant that, man. All right? It says, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord, right? Because the remnant shall be saved. You know, you got Zechariah 13th chapter, that third part, you know, be delivered, you know, go through the fire, right? Now we're going to go to Revelation 18, 2-6. So, Revelation 18, verse 6, and it reads, Revelation 18 and 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great city, is fallen, is fallen. I'm talking about the same Babylon spoken about Jeremiah 50 and 51. It says, and has become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right, that's the end of America. That's what this place is just going to be, a habitation of devils, things like that. Right? It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, which we read that in Jeremiah, 50. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxen rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? Which is, the earth has benefited off of America at one point. People used to come here and get rich and stay here. You even have generations of Moabites that have been living here for years. They even have Edomite last names. They've been here so long and married into these Edomite families. Different countries, different nations of people have lived here and lived deliciously, have benefited. You got the Ishmaelites. They've benefited off of America as well. They come over here to spend their money that they make over there. Right? And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. That's the elect. so we don't partake in her sins and partake in what? The plagues that are coming here. The Lord said he's going to plague this place. He also said, because this is also spiritual Egypt, in 2 Esdras 15, that he will destroy Egypt, all right? And he will plague it as, he'll put plagues on here as before. That lets you know it's a different Egypt. It's a new time period. It's a different time frame, as before, meaning he's going to do it. He's going to plague this place like he plagued ancient Egypt when we were in there, the tribes, right? For her sins have reached into heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities, which is sin upon sin. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double, right? Which is what the Lord's going to do, man. He's going to fill double to this place. He's going to give it a double destruction, right? He's going to overkill it, so to speak. 200,000 missiles are going to hit the United States of America. That's thus saith the Lord by these different various countries. All right? That's thus saith the Bible, the Holy Bible that you have at your Christian church. Maybe not, because y'all probably don't read the KJV, right? But nonetheless, those things are coming for America. It's not talking about Russia being destroyed. It's not talking about different places other than America, all right, will receive total destruction. Okay? Scriptures even say in Isaiah 13, if I'm not mistaken, that the missiles won't even break their ranks. And that's what's going to happen to this place, man. There is no comeback for America. All right? The only comeback is Israel. That's why Scripture saying 2 Esdras 6, right? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right? So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I hope it wasn't too long. I hope I wasn't too long-winded. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, the honors to my elders and apostles, the great millstone, which are the men that rule well and taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect as always. And I want to say again, Shalom.